So here's part one in a series I'm calling Think Like Bob Umlas. Are these cells referenced in that formula? And this comes from a real question. So first of all, if you don't know who Bob Umlas is, he was, I believe, the original or the first Excel MVP, which is something that I'd love to become someday. And there's lots of books and videos about basic stuff, but he has this book, and I think I bought the PDF and I also bought the physical book, and crazy ideas. If we click this, there's a hyperlink and we go to mrexcel.com where he sells the book. And I mean, it's just, you can go through here and see the different things he offers, or crazy solutions to things, and it is just unreal. So it is a really good book if you really want a challenge. So let's go back to this challenge. We are over here. Here's the challenge. We want these cells to be highlighted if the formula in here, see how we've got a range from 14 to 19, and sure enough, this area is highlighted because the formula is looking in here from 14 to 19. Now, if I change this and I make this become, let's make this become 12, and we have to make the other side of the SUMIF 12, I press enter, then this expands. So this is a real question I had, and it almost looks impossible. So here is what you might consider. You might think, okay, let's go in here and say step one. Well, or I should say possible solution one. What about formula auditing, right? What if we do that? So we go back over to the formula. We click in here, and where's our formulas? Let's do that. Well, it's only showing two of the cells. Now, I don't know a way to make it show all of them. Unless it's highlighting that, I'm not sure. I don't think it is. But anyways, this is only temporary. You can remove them. And the challenge is to put true false all the way down right beside it for this particular formula and possibly other formulas, and see this area say true and see these cells highlighted. That part's easy, just conditional formatting. So that was my first thing, formula auditing, and then maybe VBA. But that's, let's say we can't do VBA. So then we get into something like this where we have to think further outside the box. And so here's what I came up with. I'll just check this. Here's the crazy solution. And note that you have to be in Excel 2013. First of all, put the formula here. Okay, it's a simple SUMIF that's looking at this area if it happens to be a C, and add up what's in column C. So in the end, we want this to be highlighted. And I'll just I'll pause the video. I need to copy this. Well, I can do it right now. I won't pause it. We'll just go like this, Format Painter, and I will just highlight all of this. That should oh, okay, one little thing here. Go like this, Home, Conditional Formatting. We just need to update this and lock it to column E. Put that $ really quickly here. And then we can do that, Format Painter, and go like this, just so it's the same as the other sheet. Perfect. So we have this formula. It's only referencing, as we can see, 14 to 19. And you want a way to permanently flag it inside of here. So that, if this changes, it grows or shrinks, the two ranges, then this solution will also change. So, step one. If you're in Excel 2013, or whatever the new one's called, 14 or 15, you have formula text now, something that I think is great. You don't have to have some kind of macro code or whatever. You can pull that out of there, and that is really in the cell. So next, I'm using the mid function to pull out the function name, and I'm doing that by saying, well, look for the open parentheses, and then ignore the first one, which is the equal sign. So we get the function name. That's just for not really to do with the solution, but just to see what the function is in there. Okay, so now we get the position of the open parentheses, the position of the comma, the first comma inside of the formula, and now we can use more string manipulation to pull out the range by saying, what have I got in here? Look at this cell, this text, which is over here, of course, the formula text of our formula over here, and start at number, and I'm saying the 7 plus 1. We can do F9. Yep, that's 8. And then we're going to the next one, and how many characters do we want? Well, that's basically just 19 minus 7 minus 1. That's giving us 11. So we get the range out of there. And then I'm saying, okay, now I'm doing this array formula to look for the first number in here, because this could be a column letter that's only one letter, or it could be, if we go way over here, some columns have 3 letters, some have 2. So it's 1, 2, or 3. So I don't know. Many ways to do it, but I thought let's just use this. It just came to mind. And we're not dragging this down, hundreds of thousands of rows, so that's okay. And of course we're doing this as well. How do we separate it? Where do we want to get the 19 basically? The 14 and the 19. That's what we really want to get out of this. So we want to find the colon in there. That's in position number 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And of course, what is the last number, right? I mean, these rows, it could be a single digit, 2 digits, 3 or 4 or whatever. So we have to be very careful. And now we get everything that we need. So we have the 14 and we have the 19. But what's the next step here? Well, I put this little counter, really simply put that in there. And now, I know I kind of went quickly, but you can download the file and you can go through the whole thing. But now we're doing this. I put an AND statement because someone could say, oh, what if we use the match true? Oh, well, many experiences have taught me there's some other way to do it. Don't even mention that. Just match and VLOOKUP is always false unless they're binning numbers. So we go in here and we say and. Two things are true. Very simple, very light. And then we just drag that down. So we're looking for this number and seeing if it is equal to this guy or equal to that guy or somewhere in between those two. So let's now try it out. We're going to go to this sum if, which is all the way back here, and we're going to make this now become, let's make it become 17 and 21. So 17, 21, and of course you have to do the same thing over here. 17, oops, and 21. Press enter. Look at that. It all changed. Now we're flagging it, and if we go back to this formula, sure enough, 17 to 21, 17 to 21, and in here that's exactly the rows, or the, I guess, the counter, same thing. It's highlighted. Now we could also do the same for other formulas. You can take this whole solution and just drag it down and then just change your formula. This does, however, all of this does look for the first range. Sum if, sum ifs, average ifs, all that kind of stuff. You could adopt it, or change it, I should say, to do other things as well. But the whole beauty is basically the formula text, which allows you to pull all this stuff out.